I'm here to tell you all about the Aston Martin DBX, and I promise, no Bond jokes. There are luxury brands like Cadillac, Lexus, and Mercedes, and then there's Aston Martin. That's exclusivity defined. It would be easy to go a year, maybe two, without seeing one on the road. The British marque's new car should be its most popular because the DBX is not a car, it's an SUV. Do I even need to say it's the company's first? Purists and enthusiasts may bemoan the fact that Aston Martin is now making an SUV, but you have to remember, this is what people are buying. Porsche has made more SUVs than sports cars for many years now, and remember, while automakers are in the business of making vehicles, what they're really in it for is making money. Speaking of, DBX pricing starts at some $183,000, but for the full Luxo experience, options are a foregone conclusion. The owner of this one would be writing a check for $223,000. That includes $3,400 for special leather, a $4,600 elegance package, and $3,100 each for the indulgence package and 22-inch wheels. I'll estimate there are 50 paint colors. I lost count. Xenon Gray at $2,100 looks like a star field you could dip your arm into. DBX is built to a buyer's exact specifications in Aston's new 90-acre center in St. Athan. That's in the UK. Of course it is. The power plant, however, is of German descent. Aston has an agreement with Mercedes. Love the giant clamshell bonnet. This 4-liter twin-turbocharged V8 pumps out 542 horsepower and 516 pound-feet of torque. Plus a growl that'll make the hairs on the back of your neck stand to attention. With the $2,300 sport exhaust, the fronts will do the same. Also from Mercedes is a 9-speed automatic transmission with controls that are quite a stretch. Reaching the drive button is not convenient, especially up high like this. The paddles are a treat for the eyes and fingers. Most cars have drive modes. The DBX has 6 that cover a lot of ground, including off-road. I won't be doing that with this rig. Not sure of my insurance coverage on a vehicle approaching $250,000. The air suspension should keep the undercarriage free of scrapes on any dirt road the DBX might find itself pointed to. Oh, and all-wheel drive is standard. This exotic workhorse can tow up to 5,900 pounds. DBX is no lightweight. It's about 5,100 pounds, but it does have a lot of power, so it does scoot 0 to 60 in about 4 seconds flat. It takes just a second to spool up, and then bam, you're pinned into the back of the seat. Lamborghini Urus or Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT will win in a drag race. I don't think owners do that kind of thing. The sound is amazing. There's an authority about the Aston that's hard to put into words. Weight distribution is excellent, 54% front, 46 rear. Steering weight is hefty, but not overly so. It feels rich, just like owners need to be. So here's the great thing about the DBX. It is a perfectly wonderful grand touring vehicle, comfortable, quiet, but then when the roads get all twisty and turny, it'll carve them up with just a push of the button. Really nice Jekyll and Hyde personality. It doesn't handle like a hulking SUV. Riding on the high side, driving dynamics aren't like a sedan or coupe. This is its own animal. DBX pretty much drives like a rear-wheel drive vehicle. In case of wheel slip, the transfer case sends power to the fronts, but it is completely seamless. You will never, ever notice it. Ease off the throttle and DBX can saunter along on half of its pistons. If you think that makes it a petrol miser, think again. I could drive the DBX all day long, except for when it comes to fuel economy. We're talking 15 mpg average according to the EPA, and it requires premium fuel. I don't suppose Aston Martin owners really care. Even watching the fuel gauge move towards Z, seemingly in real time, have to say, this big boy is a lovely thing to pilot. For one thing, the atmosphere from behind the wheel is the next best thing to a luxury hotel suite. The 9-speed automatic goes about its business, no fuss, no muss, doesn't ever call attention to itself, downshifts beautifully, and no, you can't get a manual. Sorry. Standard active electronic safety tech includes automatic emergency braking, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist, plus lane departure and blind spot warning. They never went off on my watch, being hypervigilant driving a machine this expensive. And the impressive power of the brakes help keep it out of harm's way. Being picky, I'd like more firmness to the pedal feel. At this price, I have to imagine that most buyers will opt for a bespoke interior. Aston Martin makes it tough for the indecisive. Starting with themes like Impulse and Accelerate, there are dozens of leather colors, stitching hues to decide on, and the fill color on the brogue seams. Beautiful stuff. Metal pieces look and feel forged, not molded. Initially, I thought this was a pen wedged into the cushions. Gave me quite a scare. The sumptuous seats are heated and vented in this car. The toasty wheel is well worth the $600. I can't stress the details enough. You might think that something a third the price, like a Genesis GV80, is the equal, but for the extra coin, Aston offers up a handcrafted experience, right down to a specific key holder. I can understand why wealthy folks would like it. The gauge cluster can be customized, always handy. It's a cozy space, but not restrictive. This helps to keep the ambiance airy. Between the fuel economy and a small forest of paneling, there's a climate change joke that I'm not thinking of at the moment. There's no shortage of places to stash stuff, so DBX is a practical Aston Martin. But the interface is a mess. Apparently sourced from Mercedes, it drove me up the wall. For starters, touch is not a thing. Everything is done down here, so adding destinations to the Navi system is slow and cumbersome. I never found the menu to turn off the speed threshold warning tone, and I'm pretty good at ferreting these things out. Yes, there's Apple CarPlay, but using that with a knob is a drag. Luxury shouldn't mean frustration. Sure has been a while. Where have you been? Traveling. Okay, jail. I don't want to know. We're not here to judge. We're here to talk about the back seat, and this one is really nice. We're both 5'9". I've got that much headroom, knee, leg, and foot room. Very, very generous. Cushions are high enough so that thigh support is excellent, and they're sculpted very nicely, so they're extremely comfortable. The door openings, big enough so that you can get car seats in and out without a sweat, but would you want to put kids back here? It's a really nice car. Door pockets, moderately sized. There are no built-in sunshades though. That's kind of a surprise. At least there are pockets on both seat backs, not very big, but they're there. You would expect a separate climate zone, and yeah, it's here. Plus, yep, heated seats, but vented seats, that's kind of special. The center spine is a bit on the bigger side. That is why I suggest keeping it to 2 adults back here, especially if you want a refreshing beverage, because there are no other cup holders back here. But really, overall, this keeps up the Aston Martin tradition. It's very, very comfortable. Two things about the design of this SUV. It manages to capture the always handsome Aston Martin essence, and it'll be a rare bird, so it gets quite a lot of attention. How about those deep vents, flying arrow pieces, and the classic Aston grille? It all says money. Devil's advocate, Genesis, has managed to capture a spendy look, and some will claim this looks like a large Mazda. Sure, both brands do excellent styling, but they don't get the deep stampings and the emotion that's happening here. This design goes all the way, right down to the tail, and that's what you get for the big bucks. Plus, it's hard to put a price on exclusivity. Think about it. There's practically no way owners will see another DBX on the way to their financial advisor. These are a little awkward, and soft closing doors are not offered. Yes, I did go to Costco. No TP again. Apparently, there is no shortage of the 2-ply, but there is a shortage of truck drivers. No way to get it to the warehouses. So if you're looking for a job, I hear it pays well. Maybe you could buy an Aston Martin. The security shade looks to be a $500 piece. Even it's luxurious. Not much storage under here, but so glad to see a spare tire. You don't see those often these days. Storage in the boot is fine. My camera bag is a little smaller than a carry-on suitcase. There's 22 cubic feet, ready to fill with cases of rare wines. DBX can be lowered from here to make loading easier. Remote releases are good, but the springs aren't strong enough to drop them all the way. A little push is needed. At this price, you might expect motorized backs that help quite a bit when raising them. The cargo hold opens to 54 cubic feet, good for stashing maybe a small Henry Moore sculpture, or for heading up to the slopes, there's no need to buy a roof rack for the boards. Let's sum the DBX up. Time for red light, green light. Green light. The Aston Martin experience. Exclusivity, the look and smell of the leather, and perfect build quality mean you'll never have to tell people you've arrived. For an SUV, DBX is an excellent rapid transit vehicle that covers hundreds of miles confidently and comfortably. I'm a big fan of electric vehicles, but the V8 engine note is the stuff of dreams, a rich, refined tone that settles in your bones. Yellow lights, the sumptuous handcrafted cabin that needs to be experienced to be appreciated, has some ergonomic issues looking at U transmission controls. The seemingly infinite combination of paint and interior choices might paralyze some buyers. DBX might be very luxurious, but it's missing some tidbits like power rear seats and soft closed doors. Red light. It's expensive. Duh. That's the price of owning something others don't or can't have. Fuel economy is, well, not economical at all. Even the wealthy are paying attention to environmental issues. The user interface should be flawless in a luxury SUV. This one is far from it. It might be a deal breaker for some. Few people will ever consider something this exclusive. Practical hedonists might reason that an Audi RS Q8 can be had at a 40% discount, same with the BMW X5M, but the folks crafting this in St. Athan, Wales hope you'll consider something more extraordinary and esoteric. The best thing wealth offers is choice. V8 engines, except no substitutes. Think of it as a rare piece of performance art that can do chores. The Aston Martin DBX isn't perfect, but in many ways, it's perfectly wonderful. Oh, one last thing. When reviewing vehicles, I always try to be objective, to think like a buyer, and get past my own preferences, design tastes, and budget. One thing that people commented on, of all things, the sound of the turn signals. Not a deal breaker for me, but the tone seemed to rub many the wrong way. It's why I tell folks to test drive as many vehicles as possible. Can you imagine spending north of 200 grand only to be turned off by that? Many of you know that I shoot, write, and edit these videos, but no man is an island. I couldn't do these without the help of Rob Calero, shown in this brief cameo, and Martin Campbell. These guys drove the DBX so I can shoot the running footage, and we mounted cameras to Rob's 440i X-Drive for car-to-car shots. So that's credits. Rob, Martin, and me. I think Motor Trend has like 24 people working on their videos. Hope you got something out of my look at the Aston Martin DBX, other than the fact that you will probably need a sizable raise in pay to get one. This being the end, it is time for the fun fact. The DBX has the distinction of being the first vehicle that I've ever tested to have, anybody? It's very esoteric. The hood release on the passenger side. Yeah, I was looking all over for it, could not find it, and then went, wait a minute, this is a British car. Maybe they didn't relocate it. And sure enough, there it is. And as long as I'm on the subject, let me just say this. I've never found a hood release that has felt expensive. They all feel cheap. Doesn't matter how expensive the vehicle is. Now remember, every Tuesday, a great car review video like this, so subscribe, okay? And I give you fun facts. Heck of a deal. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.